Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new video of Minecraft. And today we are here to talk about the new update 1.21.4, the Pale Gardens. And as you can see right behind me, we have this new biome. The Pale Gardens is a shady gray biome where even the water turns kind of gray. This new biome brings a lot of cool new stuff, a bunch of blocks, and a whole new mob. In the Pale Gardens, you won't be seeing any neutral mobs because they do not spawn here. And you won't be listening to any music because as soon as you enter the Pale Gardens, the music is out. They clearly wanted to build this eerie type of area. The new flowers called the eye blossoms are a very interesting flower that during the night opens up and shows our high, this yellow high to the player, and during the day, as you can see, the high closes and you can see it. During the night you will also be able to encounter the new mob, the Creaking mob. And this mob is one of the most interesting things I've seen because you can't exactly kill it naturally by hitting him, but as you can see when you hit the mob, there's these particles that lead you to a tree. And if you look inside the tree, there will be the Creaking heart. The Creaking heart is basically the spawning point of this mob. And if you want to kill the Creaking, you gotta kill its heart. Now let's talk about all the blocks that they've added in this new update. We've already seen the flowers, but once again, there's a new flower called the eye blossom that opens its eye during the night, and during the day they are closed looking like this. They've added pale hanging moss that naturally spawns in the environment in the new biome, and it looks like this. Hanging moss will usually be attached to logs, leaves, and you will easily find this item in the environment. Pale moss blocks were also added, and pale moss carpets. Interesting thing is that the pale moss carpet kind of attaches itself to the block, making this cool effect. The new tree, the pale oak, drops pale oak sapling, and if you want to grow your pale oak, you need to place 4 seeds. And boom. Trees that you grow will not have any decoration like pale hanging moss. With a new tree comes a new log, the pale oak log. The pale oak log can be stripped with an axe, giving you this marble looking white. With oak log, you can craft oak planks. Oak planks can be used to craft a bunch of items like stairs, like slabs, like doors, and a lot more. Let's see some of these new blocks. Here we have the planks. Here are the stairs. And here are the slabs. They've also added fences, the doors, the trapdoors right here. There's also pressure plates. And they've even added a button. They've also added a pale oak sign. And on top of that, we also have the hanging oak sign. There's the boat. A new item was added, resin. As you can see, some pale oak trees will have these orange dots on them, and if you break the item, you get some resin clump. Resin clumps are spawned by the Creaking heart. With resin clump in a furnace, you can melt it to craft resin bricks. With resin bricks, you can craft resin blocks. Resin blocks can be used to craft a whole bunch of new items. Resin stairs, resin slabs, resin brick walls, there's a whole lot of stuff. The resin brick can also be used with a stone cutter to create chiseled bricks. On top of that, resin clumps can be used to craft a block of resin. Here's what they look like. This is the block of resin. It could be very useful to store a bunch of resin clumps. This is the normal resin brick. These are the stairs. Here is the slab. And here is the brick wall. Here is the normal version of the brick, but chiseled. It has this kind of creaking head on it. Now let's talk about the creaking mob a little bit more. The creaking mob, as you know, spawns from the creaking heart, but the creaking heart can be crafted like this. 2 pale oak logs and in the middle, a block of resin. The creaking heart will be active if it's placed between 2 pale oak logs, like so. And as you can see, a normal creaking heart is disabled in this brown state, but if you put it in between 2 pale blocks, it becomes this orange state and active. During the daytime, the creaking heart will not be active, but at night, a creaking mob can spawn from the creaking heart. The creaking mob is a very interesting addition to Minecraft. Not only can you not attack it and kill it normally, as we all know we have to kill the creaking heart, the creaking mob doesn't attack you normally. It's not a mob that looks at you and comes for you. This mob only attacks you once you turn your back to him. But as you can see, when I turn back, it stops and turns into a stone-like thing. Just a reminder that once you hit the mob, all these particles will show you where its heart is. One last interesting thing about the creaking mob is that if you use an egg to spawn a creaking mob, you can actually kill it with a sword. I assume this happens because the creaking mob that you spawn is not connected to a heart, so it can take damage. Last but not least, there's a very interesting interaction between bees and the new flower. Look what happens to bees once I give them a new flower. They become poisoned. Even though this flower is kind of poisonous to the bees, they still follow you. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. I think this update brings very interesting things. This monster, the new creaking mob, is very, very interesting and very, very cool. I hope that you guys enjoy this new update as much as I do. If you like the video, give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!